Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. This is going to be my WWE pay-per-view predictions for Roadblock, the end of the line, Raw pay-per-view. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this whole Roadblock end of the line. I don't know, for me it just sounds a bit lame. I'm not really a huge fan of the name, to be honest. But anyway guys, yeah, I think it could be a decent card. I don't think it's going to be anything too extraordinary, but I do think it could be, a pretty decent pay-per-view. There's some matches that I'm really looking forward to, and some that could be, better than anticipated, basically. So yeah, as always guys, I'm going to give you guys my predictions. So first of all, we have got the kickoff match, which is going to be Big Cass taking on Rusev. This whole rivalry with Enzo and Enzo, Big Cass and Rusev about Lana, basically I don't know, it's kind of lame, to be honest. It's kind of reminding me of the whole woman Rusev and Dolph Ziggler feud, where Dolph was kind of like with Lana, and now we've got Enzo like flirting with Lana and stuff. I don't know, I'm not really a huge fan of it. I think they'll keep Rusev's dominance up, I guess you could say. I don't think Big Cass will win. I think they'll give the victory to Rusev, I think. Maybe Enzo will be there, maybe cause distraction, maybe for Big Cass to win. That could be a possibility. But I'm going to go Big Cass to lose this match. I'm going to say Rusev to win, I think. Keep his dominance up as the Bulgarian brute. So yeah, I'm going to say Rusev to win. I'm going to be supporting Rusev. I do like Big Cass. I prefer Enzo. If it had been Enzo and Rusev, I'd been supporting Enzo, but I still like Big Cass, but not as much as Enzo, so I do want Rusev to win. And yeah, I think Rusev will win. Next we have the Raw Tag Team Champions, The New Day, taking on Cesaro and Sheamus. So now The New Day have broken the record for being the longest reigning Tag Team Champions of all time. For God's sake, they're not gonna lose it. I don't think. I think they're gonna keep it going maybe a couple more months. Maybe, they're not gonna want them to break the record and lose it straight away. That's kind of like the whole WWE mindset usually. So I think they'll probably retain here. Maybe lose at the next pay-per-view. At the Royal Rumble or something. Maybe we'll see how it goes. But I don't think they're gonna lose it tonight. I'd love to see Sheamus and Cesaro win. I like them as a team. I think they're quite interesting, to be honest. Just something I never thought would work out, but they're actually a pretty entertaining team. So yeah, supporting Cesaro and Sheamus, but as far as predictions goes, I'm going to have to say New Day are probably going to win, and I don't know, I'm just sick of New Day. They're getting so bloody lame, but I think they'll retain, so sadly. So next we've got a huge David versus Goliath match. We have Sami Zayn, of course, David, taking on Goliath, Braun Strowman. And a match I think could be quite interesting. On Raw, Sami Zayn was showing like a more aggressive side, I guess. Mick Foley was going to trade Sami Zayn to SmackDown and trade for Eva Marie. It kind of brought a more aggressive side in Sami Zayn, which you can't blame him, going to be traded for blooming Eva Marie. It's a bit of an insult, Sami Zayn was saying how he's worth 100 Eva Maries and he's worth 1,000 Eva Maries, and so which is probably true, to be honest, as far as in-ring ability goes. I think Braun Strowman will win. They're going to keep up the dominance of Braun Strowman. I can't see Sami Zayn winning this match. I would like to see Sam win this match. Even though I'm a big fan of Braun Strowman, I think they're doing a good job with Braun Strowman. And the Wyatt family liked him for a little while, but he kind of got a bit stale. But I really like the dominance of Braun Strowman. But yeah, I've got to go with underdog. I'm a big fan of Sami Zayn. He's a really likeable dude, but I just don't think he'll end up beating Braun Strowman. I can't see how he would beat Braun Strowman, if I'm being honest. Have to get him to tap out or something probably. But yeah, I'm going to say Braun Strowman to win. I'm going to be supporting Sami Zayn, even though I like them both, and I would kind of like to see the dominance of Braun Strowman continue. But yeah, I'm going to be wanting Sami to win, but I do think Braun will get the victory in this one. It's a difficult one to predict. I might give it to Sami Zayn as like the ultimate underdog. But yeah, I can only see Braun winning, to be honest. Next we have a triple threat match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Again, not a fan of the cruiserweights. But we've got the cruiserweight champion Rich Swann taking on TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick in, of course, the triple threat match. I'm just not a big fan of these guys. They've just not really got much of a character. Brian Kendrick for me is the only one that's got an interesting character. You've got Rich Swann, who's kind of like a bit of a dancer, I guess. And then you've got TJ Perkins with his like video game music entrance and stuff. I don't know. I'd like to see Brian Kendrick win because, like I say, he's like the only person I find to be interesting with a bit of character. But they're gonna have Rich Swann retain because he's not had the title long. And if they do change hands, if the title does change hands, it'll probably go to Perkins. But like I say, Rich Swann's not had the title long enough, so I'm going to say he's going to retain. Who do I want to win? Like I say, Brian Kendrick, but he's not got a chance in my opinion. It's just one of those matches. I like triple threat matches. It could be a decent match, but as far as characters go, almost non-existent. Next we've got Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. Now I do think this is quite predictable. I'm an absolutely huge fan of Chris Jericho. Seth Rollins he's alright, I think he did a better job as a heel. Now he's a good guy, I still like him, but he's not really doing much, to be honest, apart from getting in Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho's faces. I don't know, I just find him a little bit boring as a good guy. Chris Jericho, of course, excellent with the list of Jericho. He's just got some of the most amazing catchphrases. And I do think WWE will struggle when, Chris Jericho ends up leaving to go, tour with his band Fuzzy again, which is going to happen, I'm guessing pretty soon, because Chris Jericho's like one of the most over guys, not just on Raw, but in the whole WWE at the moment. He's seriously over with the whole list of Jericho thing. He's supposed to be a bad guy, but, you're getting like, face reactions, baby face reactions. Everybody loves Jericho and the list of Jericho. But I do think this is predictable. I do think Seth Rollins is going to win. They're going to probably build up another Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens match, probably maybe at the Rumble, and or maybe later on down the line. Because I don't really see what winning this match would do to Chris Jericho. I don't really think he needs to win the match. To be honest, I'm going to be quite interested to see the fan reactions, because you expect Seth Rollins to be cheered more, since he's supposed to be the good guy, but I think Chris Jericho will get more cheers. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. But I'm going to be supporting Chris Jericho, but prediction-wise, I've got to say Seth Rollins to win. Because winning wouldn't do too much for Jericho, I don't think. So, yeah, prediction guys, going for Seth Rollins, but supporting Jericho. Next we have the Raw Women's Championship match between the Raw Women's Champion Sasha Banks taking on Charlotte Flair in a 30-minute WWE Iron Man match. Which I'm looking forward to. These two female wrestlers, they can really put on a blooming good match. Every match they've had at pay-per-views, and even on Raw, they've had really good title matches. I really enjoyed them. What I've not enjoyed is the amount of times the titles changed hands. Charlotte winning at the pay-per-view, Sasha Banks winning it on Raw, Charlotte winning at the pay-per-view again, Sasha winning it on Raw, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on. I think they should end it. I think they should give somebody else a chance, give Bayley a chance. I don't know, maybe turn Sasha Banks heel to take on Bayley. I don't really think they'd want to do a good Sasha Banks against a good Bayley. And I can't see Bayley being a heel, so they might turn Sasha Banks heel. I'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Or maybe Sasha Banks will defend against Nia Jax maybe in the future. But anyway, whatever happens, I think Sasha Banks needs to win this match, end this feud. This should be an end the feud match, I think. Need to end the feud. It's been going on for months. They've had good matches, but I'd like to see something different. So yeah, I think this should be their penultimate match. I think Sasha Banks should get the victory in a really close Iron Woman match, or Iron Man match. I'll say, 4-3 Sasha Banks maybe. It'll be 3-all for like the last minute or something. And then maybe 20 seconds to go, something like that, maybe even 10 seconds to go, Sasha Banks will score a submission, with a bank statement. And, make Charlotte tap out in the last 10 seconds, something like that. But yeah, I do think Sasha Banks needs to win. I'm going to be predicting Sasha Banks to win, even though it is kind of difficult to predict, going by the way the other matches have been going, with Charlotte winning at the pay-per-views. But prediction, I'm going to go Sasha Banks to win. And of course supporting Sasha Banks as well. But yeah, I think it'll be a real good match. I think this could be the match of the night. I think this could be the best match of the night. But just have to wait and see. But I think I've got, pretty high hopes for this match. And then that leads us to the main event, WWE Universal Championship match between the WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens taking on Roman Reigns. If Roman wins, he becomes a double champion. The United States Champion and the Universal Champion. People are gonna be absolutely flipping raging if Roman Reigns wins. I don't think WWE are gonna be that stupid, if I'm being honest. Maybe there'll be some interferences from Seth Rollins and, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho obviously make the first appearance, then, Seth Rollins might come out to try and help Roman Reigns. But whatever happens, I do think Kevin Owens needs to retain the title. If Roman Reigns wins and has both titles, people are going to be raging. People are going to be so bloody annoyed. It's bad enough him being, champion, having, one championship, not to mention him having 2 belts. People will be raging. There'll be riots, guys. So I do think Kevin Owens will win no matter what happens. Obviously supporting Kevin Owens. I'm not disliking Roman Reigns as much as I did, when he was world champion. I just bloody despised the guy. I still don't like him, and if he wins this match, it'll probably reignite my, hatred towards the guy. But yeah, I think this could be a decent match. Roman Reigns, he has improved in the ring. Maybe a tiny bit on the mic, but he definitely has improved in the ring. Yeah, so I do think he'll put in a good match, but whatever happens, I don't think he'll win. So, prediction, gonna go Kevin Owens to win, because I don't think WWE are gonna be that stupid. And yeah, obviously supporting Kevin Owens as well. So yeah guys, that is it for my WWE pay-per-view predictions. They'll probably have something else in the kickoff show. Maybe the club versus whatever face team's not got a match. I don't know actually, to be honest. I can't actually think of a tag team on Raw that's actually, a face that the club could go up against. Unless, I don't know guys, I can't actually think of a team. But yeah, the club could be on the kickoff show against some random team, I guess. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. But guys, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Let me know what you think. If you can think of a face tag team, for the club to go up against, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I think it could be a decent show. Nothing extraordinary, but I do think it could be a decent show. So anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. That is my predictions for Roadblock, the end of the line. It's not going to be the end of the line for Kevin Owens' title reign, I can tell you that right this second. I'll be really surprised if Roman wins. So yeah, anyway guys, hope you enjoyed it guys, and as always, enjoy the show.